Hello and welcome to the DGFX GT Open Round 1 Daytona race. This is the first scored race of this series, which pits the rough RT12R track, the McLaren MP4-12C, a Ford GT race car, and the Cadillac CTS-V race car. And head-to-head battle that features 3 separate championships. Technically 6, because there's a driver's manufacturer championship that is per chassis scored. So roughs scored against roughs, McLaren scored against McLarens, Cadillac scored against Cadillacs, and Fords against Fords. There's a driver's overall championship that you will see on the top right hand corner of your screen. You get XperiorDesigns.com driver's championship, who at the end of the year will receive a track boss. And the team championships, where teams are vying for top team points. The cars are away. Drivers have been warned this is a slick track tonight. The relative humidity is very high, so expect to see a lot of slipping and sliding going on. Things do get a little better once they're got a few laps on the tires and they're up to heat. But pleasingly, everyone is off and no major incidents on the first lap. So let's see what's going on. You see, we have a pretty massive field today. I believe it did get filled up to the maximum 43 cars. I believe most of those, at least 4 of those, did take the green flag at start. So this many cars should have no shortage of racing action today. This is a 45-minute race. Our top 2 spots right now are the Radicals Rough, Ferro, and Radicals Rough, followed by the Strodtbeck currently. Turn 2 Motorsports rough. Take that back, that could be wrong. I believe Brian is in 3rd. New car in service on the most current tire model. The Rough is clearly the favored car so far, and as we see, I believe that might have been David LaMarche having a spin in the bus stop, and I'm sorry, that was the New Man Rough track just spun as well. Couple spins, no major incidents. Field spreading out. Looks like this guys are setting stage to have it out here at Daytona. On board now with Bill Kazantas of Hellenic Racing. Just had a tap with the Blackadder Motorsports rough there in the International Horseshoe. Looks like they're both away with no major damage. The Hellenic Racing team here, actually all four of those cars, sorry, three are running really closely in pace. Andre Trego, Torque Chicken right there in the middle. That would be a Torque Chicken sandwich with Hellenic mayonnaise. I kid. Following now, Andy Purz, Hellenic Racing, who seems to be making a run on Andre there. See if Andre is able to hold him off. Too wide. Crossing the line. Heavy braking into turn one. Bill holds the inside, Andy stays behind Andre. No change in the order there. Looking at the back of the field, we've got a nice, about 7 cars bringing up the rear. Still some good racing to be had. Jason Breifogel gets into the side of that Ferro Racing team car and sends him into a trip into the pit wall. Hopefully he's able to come out of that with a working car and get back into the race. You see now Andy Banfield being followed by McDonald. And back onto the oval. In front of them, 3 Wide Motorsports. In front of them, Blackadder Motorsports. McLaren. Oddly clear night for 97% relative humidity. I guess that's what you get when you choose realistic settings. David LaMarche almost loses it in the bus stop there, and now he is under threat in the Banfield. And really closing the gap, less than a tenth of a second between them. See if he'll make a move into turn one. David does not seem to be defending the inside, but he does outbrake Banfield in turn one. Holds on to it. And they seem to be overtaking Andre Trego, who has just had a spin in the International Horseshoe. And Chris, panelist there of the Hellenic Racing team, seems to have some front end damage on the rough. Hopefully that will not cause him to have to get that fixed or retire. I was moved. Apparently I'm AFK. Following Travis Mim and Allen just gets tipped by Fernandez coming on back onto the oval there. For 21st and 22nd place, and he recovers it, and he's away. And right behind Fernandez there would be Ed Verras, and Bad Cactus Racing Rough. Oh, board following now, Chris Panolas. Sorry if I slaughter your name. you can send me a message with the correct pronunciation after the broadcast, and I will try to remember for the next time. Ooh. Very loose going through turn 1 there. I'm not sure who exactly that was, but very good job recovering that slide and getting back underway. Andy Banfield looking to make a move. Andrew Allen right behind him, and Fernandez about a second back from Andrew Allen, all behind the Travis Mim Blackadder Motorsports Cadillac into the Western Horseshoe. Nice little train of cars. Good racing. These Cadillacs have tremendous torque. They're actually considerably heavier than these other cars, with less horsepower but more torque. They do quite phenomenally well in a straight line. Travis seems to be doing a good job of playing defensive on the infield to keep himself in position. Andrew Allen now looking to pass on Andrew Banfield. Looks like they might be too wide across the line. Not quite. Andrew backs out of it. Just to fall back in line. Travis still leading this train. Heading back into the International Horseshoe. Allen gets loose, able to save the slide, and looks like he's going to rejoin on that safety track there. Up in 6th position here we have Bill Gazantas, Hellenic Racing Team, followed by Marco Mogren. Like he's going to make a challenge into the bus stop. Did not get to see the outcome of that. Thank you, Auto Director. I may have mentioned it before, we're just kind of letting iRacing telemetry data dictate where the cameras are pointing. So the close racing and gaps closing is what seems to be the focus. There seems to be no real rhyme or reason to it. It is because it's being automated right now. Front end damage on the rough of the Hellenic Racing rough of Chris Panolas does not seem to be causing him too much trouble in the laps competitiveness. Clearly not overheated, so it looks like he will be able to continue despite that damage. Following now, 5th place Marco Mogren, following him Steve Brown, following him Blake Townend Radicals. Steve Brown is driving the Solo Storm, Turn 2 Motorsports Rough RT12, which was a prize car for winning the GT Class of the United Sports Car Series, which was last year's race. The winning team of this year's GT Open will receive a paint livery for their car, helmet and suit for the team, as well as some monetary prizes. Derek Spear Designs is gracefully offering up a track loss to the winner of the Drivers' Overall Championship. Individual Drivers Manufacturers winners will win gift certificates to either iRacing, Steam, or Newegg, and we have a Radicals Rough up on the pit wall. Looks like will require a tow. That car may have been Frederick Follestad. Unfortunately, we'll probably have to go a lap down because I don't think there's any way of getting off that wall without taking the tow. On board with Andy McDonald, DBR, Fernandez, Ferro Racing right on his heels. Travis Moon really taking advantage of the wide entry with a Cadillac to get a good run down to the kink. Still doing an excellent job making that caddy wide while not blocking. As I say that, of course, he goes wide into the International Horseshoe. Looks like he's going to let somebody by. Meanwhile, Steve Brown following his teammate Brian Strodtbeck through the bus stop. They are currently running 4th and 5th. Marco Mogren behind him, as Brown seems to get by Gignac. Brown looking also to make a move on Gignac. Mogren riding the slipstream as well, pulling up closer. A four-way battle for 2nd place. Steve Brown takes the inside away from his teammate Brian Strodtbeck. Marco Mogren makes it in not so much time. Gignac is demoted from 2nd to 5th place. Second place currently, Steve Brown. Travis Mim seems to have lost 3 positions, now under threat by Andrew Allen. It's a little loose going, breaking hard in turn 1. Again, you can see how the slickness of the track here today really playing havoc on the racing line of some of these cars. On board with Andy Banfield, DGFX Racing. Now on board, rear cam, Chris Panolas, Gignac Racing. Too wide, looks like Matt Reinl and Bill Kazantas was too wide there. Great shot of those cars coming through the bus stop. From that angle you can really see how deep that actually is. And they are really coming into that section of the track fast. Really easy to lose time through there. Good shot of the front end damage of Chris Panolas' Team Hellenic racing car there. Smut looks like to be going down a lap to Steve Brown and Brian Strodtbeck, Turn 2 Motorsports. Steve Smut's on the Torque Chain. Also a GT Academy finalist. Fun fact. Currently residing near Dubai. On board with Steve Brown, looking back at Marco Mogren, Blackadder Motorsports, Gignac behind him, and 3 Wide Motorsports Racing Rough, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place respectively. Brown riding the slipstream for Brian Strodtbeck. They are lapping the Bad Cactus Ford GT. You see there in the right-hand corner of your screen. Steve Brown and Brian Strodtbeck almost touch, going into the braking zone of turn 1. And looks like Marco Moger and Blackadder Motorsports has spun it in turn 1. He has not touched anything, so we'll lose some spots, but it looks like he will be continuing the race. Probably not too happy with that at the moment. Travis Mim, looks like he's trying to fight back those positions he lost in the infield so many laps ago. Looks like he's making a move on Andrew Allen of the Torque Chicken Racing Team. Andrew currently the highest scored Ford GT in the race. Lawson, the U.S. Army McLaren. Oh, looks like Andrew either got loose or had to sort of slow down. Let Travis by and Jarrett Lawson by, now under attack by Ed Barras, Bad Cactus Racing. Into the International Horseshoe. Jarrett Lawson be on the VAPEX Racing Team. Ahead of him, Travis Mim, Blackadder Motorsports. Behind him, Andrew Allen, Torque Chicken. Behind Andrew, Ed Barras. I believe that might be Banfield back there, I'm not sure. Checking up with Steve Brown, Brian Strodtbeck, Gignac, your battle for 2nd through 4th. The Radicals rough Ferro has checked out. He is on a mission to another planet. Behind Gignac there, you see Jason Breyfogle, Torque Chicken Race Team, seems to have some significant damage to the front end of that Cadillac. Let's check in on our leader really quick and see how his times are stacking up. The Radicals rough of Ferro. It's a nice, comfy 7.7 second gap on Steve Brown of Turn 2 Motorsports, where they are battling for 2nd through 4th. Barring any problems with the lap traffic, or spins, or mechanical issues, or network issues, Ferro, with 15 minutes, 16 or so minutes left to go in the race, stands a good chance of taking home the first win of the GT Open Series for Team Radicals Online, running those lovely Steel Series livery cars painted by none other than Frederick Folestad, who deemed it wise park his car on top of the pit wall, I believe. If I'm wrong, Stibbies, go ahead and correct me on that. Alright, back to the action. Our good old friend Travis Mim, still 19th place behind his teammate Jarrett Lawson, VAPEX, and Bad Cactus, and Torque Chicken, Andrew Allen, Ed Barras behind them. These guys have been trading positions Really fantastic racing by all these guys. This group is going to put that Ferro Racing Team Cadillac lap down. It does have some damage on the front left-hand corner of his car. That doesn't appear to be doing him any favors. Jared Lawson tucks in behind Travis Mim for the draft. Ed Brass makes a move on Andrew Allen. They're going to be too wide heading into the bus stop. And Ed thinks better of it, backs out, falls back in line, coming out of the bus stop. Jared Lawson has a run on Travis Mim, but that torque of that Cadillac just leaves too much muscle for him to make the move right there. As Travis is going to go outside of his own teammate and makes the pass on the straight. Jared Lawson fighting, as you see there in the cockpit, to control that McLaren on the slippery track. Heavy brake zone, turn 1 here at Daytona. Andrew Allen has not given up, trying to hunt down 20th spot from Jarrett Lawson, and Ed Brass also still very much in this race. It looks like Travis has given the spot back to his teammate. I don't know if that was intentional or a mistake. Good shot of the Bad Cactus Racing rough there, painted by Philip Carpenter of the Bad Cactus Racing team. Travis Mim lost another spot, 2, to Jarrett Lawson, and Andrew Allen seems to not have any problem getting back by on that straight. Into the bus stop, very close. Little looseness on the rear end coming out. Andrew Allen's going to tuck into the slipstream, try to hang on to that. Like Ed Brass got a little probably squeamish over the whole situation and backed off a little bit. He is definitely not losing ground. Looks like he should be able to climb back to the back of this race as we're on board with Andrew Allen. Right behind Jared Lawson still. We've got Steve Smuts or David Werman. Chicken spun in turn 1. No major damage that I can see. Jared Lawson seems to be setting up the pass. Try to spin again. As Fernandez and Banfield make their way past the Bad Cactus Racing Ford GT. And this really does seem to be the pressure cooker race of this race, is these late teens, early 20s. Travis Mim, Jared Lawson, Andrew Allen. As Ed Brass checked out, don't see him. He was there just a moment ago. As well as Bryant, who is driving Black Adam Motorsports McLaren just in front of Travis there. Seem to be trading positions, but all in all, one of them is getting the better of the other. Checking in on Brian Strodtbeck and Gignac coming up on back marker. Tim Brokaw in the Torque Chicken Ford GT. Brian Strodtbeck there. It's like John Ellers has taken up the position that was once occupied by Ed Verras behind Jarrett Lawson. And he's now really putting the pressure on Lawson. JB Fernandez has Andy Banfield right behind him. Yep, no passing below the yellow line there. You gotta give that up even if he did take the position there. That would be an illegal pass. And looks like he thought better of it. Jared Lawson, Travis Mim, Andrew Allen nearly 3 wide there coming around the oval with John Ellers right on the back of him going into the bus stop. And Andrew took a little bit of liberty with the cutting of that curb. Looks like he didn't get a slowdown, so that's good for him. That would have been one quick way to take him out of this great battle that we've been seeing. 18th through 21st. I'm sorry, I think I might have said earlier Jared Lawson is on VAPEX. He is not. He's currently registered as a privateer. I saw his Vortex stickers and my brain decided that he was on VAPEX. That is not the case. John Ellers has made it by Andrew Allen and is now also hit by Jarrett Lawson, who's got the inside going back on the oval. He makes it stick. Now, let's see if he can reel in Travis Mim, the Blackadder Motorsports Cadillac. Check in on our leaders. Ferro and the Radicals racing rough track, just registering 1:45.1 last lap. Has maintained his lead, has not extended it, and has actually lost a few tenths over Steve Brown since last we checked. But overall, that gap is maintaining a constant about 7 seconds, give or take, given traffic on Steve Brown, Turn 2 Motorsports. Steve Brown has a 3-second gap on his teammate, Brian Strodtbeck, who's in third. Strodtbeck under pressure still from Gignac for the battle for third position. Race time is waning down. These guys will need to consider making a move and making it stick in the coming moments if they want to try and improve the position they are in. FRT Cadillac still lapping. Damage on the front left. that's good. There are still positions to be had by the driver who's determined to stay out and earn those and pick up those positions. All the points add up in the long run. And Gignac, we have Marco Mogren, Black Adam Motorsports, in 5th place. Behind Mogren, Andy Pierce, Hellenic Racing. Let's see where the battle is. Of course. Oh, man, looks like Brian Strodtbeck, Steve Brown, and Gignac are all now neck and neck. There was a bit of a gap there. Something happened to slow Strodtbeck up as he tries to make his way around Matt Rhino on a cost for BWR Racing Rough in the International Horseshoe. They are going to go outside around Rhino. He's got a spinner off to the left. He's not catching that way. Jared Lawson still under attack by Andrew Allen. Going into the stop. Jason Breyfogle behind them, the Torque Chicken Cadillac. Still damage on the front of that Cadillac. He is a lap down. Still out there, picking up the points, doing what he needs to do. Steve Brown with a half a second over Gignac in the 3-wide Motorsports Rough for 3rd position. Brown served a slowdown penalty. He's going to promote Gignac into 3rd position. He has now earned that spot on the podium. If he can hold it for a couple more minutes as this race winds down. That was a pretty significant mistake by Steve. But he has served it. He is back up to speed. Hopefully he doesn't lose any more positions due to that. Current podiums would be Ferro in 1st, Brian Strodtbeck in 2nd, and Gignac in 3rd. That would be Radicals. Turn 2 Motorsports, followed by 3-wide Motorsports. JP Fernandez in 31st. 8-second lead over at Crawford, 32nd. And Ferro Racing Team's Rough. It was a little wide. Looks like he's letting by another car who's a lap ahead. On board with David LaMarche, looking back at Dalton Baldwin and Steve Smuts there. Brian Strodtbeck. Gignac again, coming up on back markers. Steve Brown, not giving up. I believe that is... I misspoke. That might not have been Steve Smuts before. That might have been David Whamon. Or this is David Whamon. That's Gignac and Brian Strodtbeck are driving by right now. That was David Whamon. My mistake. just getting put down a lap by Brian and Gignac. He is currently scored 34th. Travis Mim. Trying to chase down Andrew Allen and Andy Pears for the Hellenic Racing team. Trying to keep in front of Marco Mogren, Black Adam Motorsports. Overtaking Matt Reinl in the BWR car there. I believe he's a lap down. And in front of him, Bad Cadillac. Mogren's going to have to make it by Reinl if he wants to challenge Andy. Andy just got a nice slipstream off the back of his Cadillac coming down the straight. On board with David LaMarche. Ooh, as he gets really loose going through turn 1. Looked like he was trying to avoid Tim Brokaw and Torque Chicken Ford GT. Went wide, let them by. 33rd place, Marshall William in the Torque Chicken sim seats. Rough. Coming back from Andre Trego, 28th place. And back at Parafoul. I think I probably slaughtered that, so I apologize. Bill Kazantas, Hellenic Racing with Banfield right on his tail. These guys know that their time to make a move is running short. This race will be over in a moment's notice. Steve Brown has just been demoted to 6th place. I believe he served another slowdown penalty. Those are really unfortunate considering he had a real contending for the podium this entire race. Banfield make a move on Kazantas. He makes it around the outside on the straight. Will Bill be able to answer back in time? Kevin Binkley back there, looking to pick up a spot. Doing pretty good. He's in the top 20. And he's not in a rough, so that's saying something about his performance here today. Kevin with a really solid run. Not been in the spotlight a whole lot, but 14th, and he's been kind of just running his own race at his own pace and staying out of trouble. That's what you need to do to tally up the points. And Bill spins it. Oh, no. Oh no, he might have hit somebody else trying to regain that car there. He gets back underway, heavy damage to the back of that car. Looks like it's going to be a handful for him. He's done. Got, spinning McLaren in the bus stop. I believe that was David Whammond, and it looks like Ryan was serving a slowdown penalty as well. Chris Panolas, Hellenic Racing. His car still got the front end damage. Luckily it did not affect him this entire race. to not be a factor, which is good because that happened pretty early on. Steve Brown picked up a spot in 5th. Travis Mim still being stalked by Jarrett Lawson. 17th place, he will be the highest scored Cadillac this race. Tom Eckline, I'm sorry, I've been calling him Matthew Reinl this whole race. And that was not accurate. Unless there's 2 cars with that paint job, which there very well could be. Oh, we've got contact. Another spinning car in the horseshoe. And it looks like it's all kind of... Oh, we've got a 3-wide situation, and Tim Brokaw gets tipped by McDonald. Looks like he's back underway without any major damage. And he just loses the spot to Steve Smuts. Oh, Travis Mim has a big contact. Unfortunate. What a great race. And what a horrible way to end that great race. He was the highest scored Cadillac. We'll have to see. That may have come after the checker though, so we'll check the final results, and those will be posted at www.sites.google.com/site/digigraphic, DIGIGRAFET, like you see in the bottom left hand corner of your screen. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in March at Sebring.